Hi everyone, it's Jaden with Refusing to be Mediocre. Today's video is about how to be better prepared for unexpected situations and why I think having savings is not necessarily secure, or it's not the only method of security. I think 2020 taught many of us a lot about unexpected situations, and I found that many of us, including myself, was not very prepared for unexpected situations. Loss of incomes, loss of jobs altogether, the supermarkets being able to find goods and stuff. There was lots of unexpected situations that caused a lot of stress, a lot of impact on people and their families, and this video is going to be about how to, maybe going forward, how you could be a bit more prepared. But let's say, for example, that you were one of the few that was prepared financially, so you had your emergency saving pot, but you went to the supermarket to go buy your essentials and found that things like pasta, tinned tomatoes, any sort of canned goods, obviously toilet roll, all the memes out there about toilet roll shortages, cereals, baking goods, there were so many, and in that situation your money became pretty useless in the sense of being able to buy what you and maybe your family needed at the time. So that taught me a lot, and I kind of started reflecting on how my grandparents lived and like their generation. I was one of those that refused to panic buy, and then I ended up running out of what I would call staple items for my meals. This got me thinking about what causes panic buying, and of course for the most part it is out of fear, but for the other part it's that we're kind of growing up in a different generation where we only keep the essentials, and when we kind of run out of it we kind of live more of a week-to-week basis, and then we'll go replace those goods. And this got me thinking about panic buying and how to continue to prevent myself having to panic buy and not having to pay hiked prices for items that I needed, basically, that were essential. Things like hand soap, the prices went up crazy on hand soap, and I didn't have a backup. I was, should I say, one of those people that bought as I needed, not had a couple and then replaced them. This got me thinking about how my grandparents, on the other hand, and their generation ran their households and run their households, and that basically they have a few, they rotate the stock, as they take one they'll pop that on the shopping list and replace it the next time they go shopping. So they were never, so my grandparents were never forced to have to go into these crowded supermarkets where it could have been dangerous for them. They had everything they needed and could replace anything they were using at a slower rate, so they didn't have to pay hiked prices. They could kind of wait it out a bit, wait for the pressure, not add any pressure to the supermarkets, and just wait for them to restock and buy as they needed. And this got me thinking that the younger generations, including myself, just don't know how to run and manage a home quite as efficiently as they do. And this, it's only been until this year that I kind of thought I probably should start taking better care of myself and preparing for situations that could, even in 2021, could come up. I now believe that preparedness is proactive. It's a way to bounce forward in a tough situation, in a tough time. I think it helps alleviate stress in what could be a very stressful situation. For example, losing your income. Having a few extra goods isn't going to change that fact, but it is going to alleviate some of that stress and panic that you suddenly can't feed your family or even yourself. Now, I'm not just talking about a pandemic or preparing for a pandemic. I'm talking about preparing for any unexpected situation. It could be an accident, so you can't go to work. It could be you could just lose your job, unfortunately. This does happen. Or your income. Businesses are changing and getting shut down for long periods of time, and you could have been one of those people that was impacted. Yet you could have an accident that just doesn't allow you to get to the store, And I know that obviously there's delivery services and stuff, but it depends on your situation. If you've kind of broken your leg and everything, you're going to struggle to put away some food and some stock. And then I kind of think of like the worst situation. If the most unfortunate thing was to happen, that your family has enough to get them through probably one of the toughest times in their life. And it is just that security and that feeling of safety, and that you're looking after yourself but also looking after your family if you have one, or even your extended family and friends. Now, this video doesn't come to you out of a place of fear or out of a place of scarcity. It comes out of a place of feeling more safe and secure, and being able to help the people around you that maybe aren't as organised or as fortunate to stock up a little bit. I think that's what really brought the communities together, is that we really helped each other, so you could kind of trade a bit better, and just between your neighbours and stuff. Like, my neighbours helped me out and vice versa with a few things that I couldn't get, and they had, and I had bits that they needed. We just handed them over. It wasn't even about money or anything. It was just a simple, you need that, you have it. I think panic buying is done out of fear, and that's what I'm trying to prevent going forward. I'm trying to prevent that for myself, and I'm trying to prevent that for anyone that is watching this video. Like, get prepared. Now, how much backup stuff you have is really your choice. That will be dependent on your household, your savings that you are able to have in place. So you might not need as much backup stuff if you've got an abundance of savings. I'm not one of those crazy preppers. I know that's a term, but one of those crazy preppers that have years of stuff. That's fair enough. That's their choice, and if that's yours, you're totally welcome to do that. I'm not even going to knock it. It's amazing in a way, but I'm literally just talking about trying to prevent panic buying. And I also find that you won't be as reliant on the government's help or their resources. It allows you that independence and that freedom, and like I said, the security, like the knowing that you'll be okay for however long you're prepared for in a time of need. And if you want to keep your freedom to a degree and your independence, not needing government help is one of the sure ways to do it in times of need. And my last sort of tip is to do it slowly. So if we are just talking about food storage, for example, I wouldn't advise or even encourage to just go to the supermarket and suddenly buy, let's say you want 6 months worth of food, so you can feed your family for 6 months no matter what happens to you. I wouldn't say go get that now. I would say slowly build it up, and make sure you look after it, rotate your stocks. You don't want anything going bad, and you don't want to buy things that you're not going to use. Buy stuff that your family will eat, that that you'll eat, and build it up gradually and slowly, and yeah, do it out of a place of feeling lucky that you're in a position to do that. Don't do it out of fear of the worst case scenario going to happen to you, because you could attract that into your life, but do it more out of a place of providing safety and security for yourself and your family. And I really believe, obviously, and I'm sure you agree, is that inflation's going to come very quickly. It's already creeping up, and prices are going to hike up, and it is a way to beat them for a little while. It's not a forever solution, but it is at least a temporary one. It's a temporary way to save some money in a way. And I would say it's equally as important to build up that emergency saving pot. So if you don't have one, that's what I'm trying to advise, is that you don't go spend any cash that you have got on extra supplies of food, medical stuff, clothing, anything that you consider you would like to keep a surplus of, because you're going to have bills to pay still. You need that emergency pot, and I do a video on how to build that up slowly as well, so feel free to check that out if you're not sure how. For me, that was something I wish I'd learned a lot younger, because it would have got me out of some sticky situations, but it was something I learned, and I'm so glad I learned, is to have a pot just for emergencies, and I mean it is literally for that, and you kind of just stop seeing it. It's not there for you to then spend and kind of like put back. I very much see mine as I'm trying to build it up so that I have 6 months worth of, at least 6 months, but 12 months would be even better, worth of bill money, basically money that to pay my essential bills. I know this video was a little different to my usual sort of self-development and motivational videos, but I do think it's important to have security. It brings you, you know, it helps you sleep at night, and there's different forms of security for different people. So like I said, having the financial pot is definitely a form of security, but I also just think having enough supplies basically for your family, for your extended family, to be able to help your neighbours, is a way to take the stress off yourself in that unexpected situation that could literally happen at any point, you know. And it's not, I know it's not something that's very often spoken about, and it normally gets thrown under the term preppers, which has got such a, you know, weird reputation. And like I said, it's not about that. Like I don't, it's not even I don't advise, but I just don't recommend going crazy and buying the supermarkets out. It's just about building that security for yourself, and that. I hope this video helped, and if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment below on your thoughts and comments. I look forward to reading them, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.